Hey, hey, hey. Goodness to you. This Sporty King coming to you live. Hey, look, I'm on about less than 5 minutes early just to want to get in here. Remember, I always like to give that tech tip if somebody hasn't heard or they need to hear it repeated. And that is, I like to try to get on 3 to 5 minutes before my broadcast is supposed to start. So it gives everybody a chance to cut down what they were doing and say, hey, let me get on there and enjoy it live. But if you're watching the video, that's fine too. You can still put comments in the chat because I'm always going to make room for that. But you can have so much more fun when you join us live. So no problem. But we've got less than 5 minutes to go for today's message. And that's what it's all about. Okay. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I am. I tell you. And I always remind people that okay. We've been on for a minute. Okay. Yeah. We got less than 4 minutes to go for today's message. Hey, meanwhile, I'm broadcasting here in Charlotte, and I always say goodness because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Somebody told me they really liked that type of a comment. And so I just thought I'd take a minute to say thank you for those who have said it. And more people I have hearing them starting to say, a few people starting to say goodness, because it makes sense. It really makes sense. You got to really enjoy the moment. The moment is what it's all about. So right now I'm broadcasting in this moment. Excuse me. Let me just a little sip of tea here. I'm broadcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube simultaneously through the technology wizardry of one called StreamYard. So, but on Wednesdays, I like to do, a chance to give my shout outs and more interactive. And today is going to be really interactive. I'm excited about that. But, it's less than 3 minutes to go to today's message. If you're familiar with my broadcast, I tried something new today. I did that at followers. I don't know if everybody who's my friend is also my follower. So I know, I meant to even add Daphne's name in there. Daphne, you just got to shout out when you come on, because she had said last week she didn't get the announcement. So I was trying to figure out what happened. And so we're going to find that out today whenever I get a chance to talk to her. But because I know that there's also that thing with at everyone. So I decided to go with at followers because I think that that one is more concise, and to people who kind of regularly use the broadcast and connect with me there. I think that was the way they kind of explained it. So I'll see. And I'll see. And guess what? You'll see too. And maybe we'll try using at everyone next time. I just, that's the thing about technology. Check it out. Don't back off from it. Move into it. And don't be afraid. So we've got less than 2 minutes to go for today's message. And that's interesting because we're going to be talking about messages today. In fact, it's called Signs of the House. And we're going to be talking about messages. What messages are you giving yourself in your own house? I did a statement. I don't know if it was my post or maybe it was on somebody else's post, where I said to them that the greatest self-motivation is the key. See, as a speaker, I'm really more of an inspirational speaker than a motivational speaker in terms of my professional definition, because we tend to think of motivational speaker as somebody's high energy telling us to do this and make these changes in our lives. And we see somebody who says, check this out. Somebody says, okay, to get your tax, add line 14 to line 15 and line 16, you will know your tax. Now, if you add 14 to 15 to do and get 16 and know your tax, then you were just motivated. See, he didn't need that. He or she didn't need that energy. A motivation is when you do something. So you have to be self-motivated. You can get inspired by someone to try something, but you have to motivate yourself to do it. And so that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about today as I talk about the signs in the house. And it is now officially time to do that. So let's get to it and let's bring on to the stage with me. And remember, let me know where you're coming in from. Even if you're watching the video, let me know where you're watching from. So this is called Signs of the House. And the key is that in our home, we have to feed ourselves. The signs in our homes feed our spirit. They should make us laugh. They should make us think. They should make us feel good. So what are some of the signs that you have hanging around your house? I want you to be ready. Hey, Daphne, shout out to Daphne. Did you get the announcement this time? You know, before you got on, I was making a comment to everybody that I don't know, because you told me last week you didn't get it. So I tried to use the @followers thing, and I was going to use the @everyone thing next time if I didn't see for you from. So let me know, did you get the announcement? Oh, you still didn't get it. Okay. So maybe I got to use, well, and I'm just glad that you rummaged around and find me. But we're going to be talking about the signs of the house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to 2019, okay, and my last apartment to show you some of the signs that kept me going and give you an update on where those signs are now in 2014. So I'll be talking about the signs in my house. And as we go from room to room, let me know what signs you have, okay? So first, let's go into the bathroom. Over my mirror, I have a sign that says, "Beauty is in the eye of the beholder." You're beautiful. See, I don't require that other people compliment me. I enjoy their confirming what I already believe. I already believe that I'm beautiful. And with this sign, I get to talk to myself every morning. And each time I use the mirror throughout the day. You have to remind your spirit who the world is dealing with. If you don't see yourself as beautiful, how can anyone else? Daphne, you got any signs in your bathroom? All right, you can put them up. I got another one. But anybody, even if you're watching the video, go on and put your signs up. You know, you can do it room by room with me, or just put up some up there, and we can really see some of the messages that people are allowing to go through their homes, but more importantly, to go through their spirits, because this is what keeps you going. So also in my bathroom, I have a sign, "We aim to please. You aim to please." Of course, you have to have your grammar on the case. But this one, in 2019, it was over the toilet in my guest bathroom, but now it's on the wall, because over my toilet in my guest bathroom. This is so you don't need to know, but there's a window, so I can't put it. But I want to make this point. It also reminds me of my good friend Dave Toscano, who bought this for me on my first trip to Chicago in 1987. I got transferred. I used to work at the Wall Street Journal, and I got a promotion being transferred from Washington to Chicago. I was going to be transferred in 1988. So in 1989, I went to visit, and Dave worked there at the time, and he took me around, and we went to a thrift shop, and I actually saw this porcelain thing, and I bought it. And so it always reminds me that was my first trip to Chicago. But it reminds me also of Dave, who was a great mentor and friend. And see, that's the things that the signs on the walls that you have in your house can do. They can remind you of people, places, and things. And that's what it's about, to keep yourself going. So this is great. So shout out to Dave if he ever ends up watching this, because I know he doesn't get on Facebook a whole lot. But staying with the friendship theme, okay, grateful. Amen. Yeah, you have to be grateful of the people that you have in your life. And I don't know whether Daphne's just put that in, or do you have a sign in your bathroom that says grateful, or you're just being grateful? This is great. I don't mind, just in case. All right. Meanwhile, keeping us in the bathroom. Is this sign about friendship? Really can't read what it says, but in 2019, it was next to the mirror in my guest bathroom. But it reminds me of my good friend Mike, who bought this for me one Christmas before I left New York. And that was back in 1984 when I first left New York. And Mike is more than a friend. He's one of my oldest BFAMs, brothers from another mother. All right. And then Daphne said she's got on her back door, got it, saying grateful. Yeah, you just and this is coming up, Daphne. You have to remind yourself. That's the other thing that I'm wanting you to get from this broadcast is the positioning of the signs as well. That makes a huge difference as well. So when you said you've got it on your back door, I spoil alert. Yeah, that when you're going in and out of that door, you're getting a chance to remind yourself to be grateful going out and grateful coming in. See, it's all about how you look. But now, this now on my wall. Let me see. Oh, okay. Now here's what's the next sign. This is on, and this is similar to what Daphne was saying. Okay, this is on my door as I'm leaving the apartment. This is back in 2019, and I had it. It reminded me of the 3 conditions that impact my decisions. It's because it's time, because I want to, and because I can. And I added, but I can't do bells and whistles on this. They just do the poll slide. But I added because I should. See, whenever I make an important decision, they have to fulfill at least 3 of these 4 requirements for me to make that move. And you have to know why and how you make decisions and how you're going to make them. Have a plan. You also have the right to adjust your plan. Then I also have one, if you see it, it says be sporty. I actually cut that out of an ad. I don't know what magazine it was, but they were talking about something. And this is my reminder whenever I leave my house. On my door, it said be sporty. Wherever I go, I have to show up as me. And so that's important. And then boom, there goes my homegirl, little sister. I just saw her make a comment on a post earlier. And best friends picture of my mom and my sister. She's got that. Where you got that, Carol? On your door, in the bathroom. So far that's what we've covered. The bathroom and the door coming in and out of the house. Just let me know where it is. Okay. But that's the thing is, these are signs that are talking to me wherever I go. And I remind myself of who I am. I do things because even when I moved to Chicago, when I moved to Charlotte, when I left Chicago, people say, well, why are you moving to Charlotte? You got family there? No. You got a job? No. You got a place to stay? No. Well, why are you going? You got a girlfriend? No. Well, why are you going? And I said, because I want to. Actually, I said that first, because I want to. They said, really, that's it? I said, okay, no, there's another reason, because I can. And then I also added because it's time. And more importantly, now I realize as I go through my life, I have to do things because I should. I should do things to make me happy, and so should you. So think about your reasons for making decisions. And I just keep these in the forefront so I can see my reasons and remind myself. And sometimes if I'm feeling like I'm starting to get a little down, I can look and I say, this is important to me. It's important to me that I do what I want to do. Now, see, it's interesting because the sign, I think that's back in 2019, and I wrote them randomly. I now have repositioned them, and they're on my wall right in front of my office, right behind my computer now. And they're in the order that says, because I want to, because I can, because it's time, because I should. And what's going on, Roger Carroll? Yeah. And here's another person that moved from Chicago to Charlotte. And what was your reason? See, so that was what these 4 things remind me of, my reason for making moves. Roger Carroll, we're talking about what signs you have in your house and in different rooms and what impact they have. And thank you, Daphne. Love it. Yeah, having a reason. See, it's just like when people say you want to live on purpose, when you're following your goals and stuff. You have to, and the vision boards that people do. I don't do the vision board, but this is in essence, I guess I do, because I have these signs everywhere that I can go. I can keep having conversations with myself. And this is the difference. The reason I'm also pointing out signs, not pictures. See, pictures are perspective, and they actually change depending on the light in the room, what you see et cetera, in the picture. But what you say to yourself doesn't change. These are words that you need to read to your spirit till they become a part of who you are, and then they represent who you are to the world. And that's what helps people see who you are. And then they recognize what your gift is. That's how people use you to your full advantage. Being used is not a problem. Being abused is the problem. And so put yourself in position to be used by knowing who you are and why you do what you do. So that's again why you see that one, that little one that says be sporty. That's what I always do. Now, you may not be able to find an ad that says has your name on it and cut it down. What can you do to remind yourself to be who you are? In my living room, I used to have this sign on the TV. Of course, now I don't have a TV because it got the flat screen. But I also had a sign that used to say, make yourself at home, but remember that you're not. So first, be reasonable. Do it my way. Hey, make yourself at home, but remember that you're not. Look, I don't know how you do at home. And it's great. We say all these welcoming things. Oh, make yourself at home. I don't say it. Y'all have been to my house. If anybody's been to my house, I don't think you can remember me ever saying make yourself at home. I don't mind. We've always got people say, hey, you visited. You're not a visitor anymore. Get up and get it yourself. I don't mind getting up and continuing to serve my guests every time they ask for something. I don't mind. I'm not against you if you tell me to, hey, you're home, you go to the refrigerator. I don't mind doing that either, whichever way it goes. But I do make it my point to remind people that this is my house. I think that you have to, recognize that this is, like, for instance, that sign is no longer on the TV, but it's still in my living room. It's my reminder that I will respect your house and I will expect you to respect mine. You have to respect somebody's house. And so, some people, don't want to say it out front, but I don't care. And it's not because I'm old. They say old people just say whatever they want. I've been like this for a long time. Make yourself at home, but remember that you're not. And if nothing else, we can have a good laugh about that sign. All right. So let's move. So we've been in the bathroom. We've been on the doors, on the walls. Let's move. And the living room. Let's move to the kitchen. Unless I'm going to take a little breath and see if anybody wants to throw any other signs in there. Okay, here we go. The kitchen. The stove is a good place to change the wording in your favorite cliche. You might not be able to see this. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. But it says, the saying is a bird in the hand beats a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. Well, this one says a bird in the bush usually has a friend in there with him. See, so I used to, I put that on my stove, but I move it around, it's what they call them, warmers or whatever. You can put your pots on them, whatever. But it just gives me a nice little chance to laugh in my kitchen and the play on words that I saw, and I decided to buy it. It makes you think. A bird in the bush usually has a friend in there with them. Otherwise, why would they stay in there? It's just something to make you think. And sometimes you have to find thoughts that make you laugh, and that's what preserves you. That's what keeps your faith going. That's what, that smile makes a difference in your day and possibly in somebody else's day. Staying in the kitchen, the refrigerator, the kitchen magnets, refrigerator magnets can take you places and into different mindsets. It's also a good place for a list of emergency contact numbers. But first, let me say, the reason I say it can take you places is because I use my refrigerator. I actually now have them alphabetized, the different places that I have gone to. And one of the traditions that I use with my nieces and nephews is, I've got 33 maternal nieces and nephews, and I have 19 of them on my mailing list that wherever I travel, I get them a postcard. I never mail them the postcards. I mail the postcards when I have 2 or 3 of them at a time, and I put them in an envelope. And every trip, there's a theme. They all get the same message, whatever my theme was on that trip. And the message might be, I think that you're wonderful. Trust your parents. Believe in God. Whatever my theme is, and their name, and for Uncle Sporty, and then just the date. I don't send a lot of messages because what I want them to do is hang those postcards up, and a lot of them, especially the younger ones, they say, "Oh, Uncle Spoyd, I got your postcards," and they hang the postcards up, and what is it doing? They're dreaming. Look at that one on there. There's Utah. How many of us have Utah as a goal that we want to go to somewhere? Buffalo, New York. And see, so I'm showing them because a lot of people, they say, have not even traveled outside of their state, let alone their city. So I'm making sure my nieces and nephews recognize that there's more to the world out there. I think once, especially starting with America, I think that the more you travel from different states to states and cities, I see how other people live, and I kind of understand their mindset, of why somebody would feel this way in a rural area, in a suburban area, in another city other than New York, where I grew up. You start to see how other people live and what their challenges are. And now you see why we have so much strife in our politics sometimes. It's based on what people have surrounded themselves with. What Roger Carroll wrote, I had to switch to another computer. I have yet to put signage up in my new place. It's time to do it. Yeah. Good for you. Thank you. See, and once she does it, then I will have motivated her. But at first, I give the inspiration, but she will have motivated herself. And then you have to have signs, little magnets that have inspirational saying. You see that one that says attitude is everything. Take a good one. One of the things I use with my military audiences, and I use it with almost all my audiences now, and I say, you know what? It's so important to CYA, and that is to choose your attitude. So choose a good attitude. And what, like Daphne say, words are life-changing. So you have to make sure you change and use the words that make a difference to you. And then in the upper left-hand corner, you can't really see it, but that's actually a list of emergency contacts. Those are the people that are invited, quite frankly, invited to my funeral. That's what I have them up there for. Because, see, my family doesn't know all of my friends, and they may not know them by last name. They may know them by nickname or by first name. So I have it alphabetized, and I have 2 pages of a Word a Word document list, and with a major contact person that I know will be able to contact more other people. And that's something that, hey, yeah, I'll be 69 this year. That's the goal. I'm 68. I got to August. But I've been doing this for years now because I'm the only one in my family that's not there. And so I'm not living in the same state with anybody else. So one of the things that my brother Travis and I do every morning is we text, and we do a different theme every few months. We text the name of a basketball player, football player, baseball player, a movie star, whatever we decide to be the theme. But we have to do that every morning to confirm that I'm alive. Because guess what? Since I'm alone, I could be dead a good 10 days before anybody notices it, because no one's used to hearing from me every day. So what we've done is made a pact that if I don't respond within 48 hours, then that's the emergency signal that there could be something wrong. And then we have a game plan, of course, of action for him to take. This is what you have to live, understand. Remember, what's my first book? I Found Out I'm Dying, a celebration of life. Not that I'm fit, that I'm dying. I'm going to fall apart in the middle of this broadcast, but physically, we're all dying from the day we're born. Get over it. And you have to learn to accept that fact. And that's why the subtitle in the book is A Celebration of Life. I know that I'm going to be gone one day, so I can do some things to prepare for it, namely enjoy while I'm here. So that sheet has the names, and believe me, every single one of you on this broadcast, if your name is not the primary contact, there's someone who is, that will let you know, as well as I have also written in there, how they want them to post it on Facebook and everything. That's what I think about, and I'm okay with that because I'm comfortable with that concept. Okay, and so that's what you want to do. Okay, so words are life changing, and they could also have something to do with life ending. Woo! Don't be scared. Then we moved to this was in my office. This was wait, what does it say? I can't even read it. Um we exercise, we know our tomorrows by um what we dream today. We what do we do? We create our tomorrow by what we dream today. That used to be in my office. It's now near my door. Daphne, you talked about your door, but so this my good friend Frida um, gave me this when I first moved to Charlotte, and I had it in my office. So now I have it, out by one of my door to my backyard. We create our tomorrow by what we dream today. And again, just another reminder that life is every single moment. Enjoy the moments. And there's just a perfect spot for that sign. But again, like I said, sometimes the sign is a message to you. Sometimes the sign is a reminder of someone who gave it to you. And that is why we should be smiling. So what are some signs you've got? Okay, Carol, I like that you and Travis have that 48-hour communication. Thank you. So many of us live alone. We will need a daily wellness check. Yeah. Yeah. That's the daily wellness check with me and Trav, and so and I still talk to other people, throughout the week, throughout the day and throughout the week, but that's 365. And the reason we do 48 hours, because since I travel, and there's sometimes where I may not be able to answer him. And so whenever I've had that situation where I didn't answer him, the next day he would put the same name that he used up. Like if I didn't answer him on Saturday, Sunday, he'll put the same name that he sent. It's like, I said, and I crack up laughing. But, that's why we don't panic in 24, because I could be doing something and just didn't get the chance to respond. And so that's the key, always be thinking, and we all need wellness checks. So just figure out a formula and make it work for you. That becomes the key. Then, okay, Roger Carroll, in the bedroom before I moved, I had a sign that said, choose joy. Yeah, choose your attitude. And joy, that's one of my affirmations, JOY, just one you. That's right. So choose you. Choose you, because there's just one you. There's nobody else like you. When you choose yourself, and that's coming up in another couple of slides, when you choose yourself, you choose to make a difference and gift us with who God has put you here to be in our lives. So Daphne said, getting on with the business of living is easier when we have created a system for living. That's right. Yeah, again, my book is called I Found Out I'm Dying, but it has nothing to do with dying. It has everything to do with having a system for living. Are you living, or are you trying not to die? It's not possible. Focus on living and keep coming up with ways. And again, that's what I'm hoping for you to do, is put more signs up if you don't have any up now. But these signs will make a huge difference in your life. And then here's the growth from my former office. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Before I get that, I need to go you to this one. This is now in my office. This is the growth from my former office. It's an inspirational vision. It reminds me of NSA, which is the National Speakers Association, and Marquessa Petway, who continues to steer the ship on Zoom. When we first hit the pandemic, National Speakers Association quickly made available to all the speakers who are members seminars teaching us how to use Zoom, because we would be doing more virtual meetings. And Marquessa gave us the suggestion to put something up on the wall to remind yourself and to inspire yourself. And so this is what I did. I had spoken in this, that's the Red Skelton Theater in the background in Indiana. And so I'd spoken from that stage before. So I took the picture of that, and then I put these sayings to myself. I will have virtual audiences. See, I had to understand that my speaking business wasn't over. It's just that I had to now understand how important it is to have virtual audiences. And then I still put, I will fill these seats, whether they're virtual or live. I still have to recognize that the people, you're filling the seat right now. And I have to recognize that I will have the same energy. Just because I'm virtual and don't see people doesn't mean that I get to have a monotone way of addressing my audience. I have to still have the same energy and belief in what I'm doing. And then my final caveat is I will reach myself. Now, I had a good conversation and a debate with this fellow speaker. Say, well, don't you mean you're going to reach the people? Nope. My goal every speaking engagement is to reach one person, and that person is me. I always coach somebody that way because people say, you know how people, that cliche, oh, if I could just reach one person, and then they go out there and try to reach everybody. In the process of trying to reach everyone, you will reach no one because there are too many communication styles in your audience for you to reach everybody. And there's too much going on in people's lives. You don't know what someone went through to get to school, to get to the job, to get to your audience. So that means that they are blocked and they can't hear what you say. So you're busy sitting there, standing there, trying to read their face. Oh, they're not paying attention. I need to maybe pick up my pace, or, oh, why are they in their cell phone? Hello, how about this goes to what Roger Carroll said, choose your attitude. How about when I see somebody on their phone while I'm speaking, I believe that they're putting, man, this guy is knocking it out of the park. You should be here. See, I choose to be energized by whatever they're doing because my goal is to hear what I say. I have to deliver the message that God has given me for this audience. So I have to reach me so that I'm making sure that I'm delivering the message appropriately. What people decide to do with your message is that up to them. Remember what I said? You have to be self-motivated. So what I have to do is make sure I give you enough information and tools to make the good decision. And if I stop short of giving you what you need, that's on me. And that's between me and God. God got a problem with me not delivering, not with you not acting. So make sure that you are the messenger and reach yourself so that you can say, I want to say, I don't practice what I preach. I preach what I practice. I'm not going to give you information and advice that I wouldn't use. And Roger Carroll, I believe you, Sporty, have more energy virtually. Wow. Isn't that something? Thank you. Yeah, and it's funny because I had a friend tell me they didn't think I was energetic enough online. I'm okay with whatever happens. But the key is, but Roger, but see, this is another thing, I appreciate that compliment, and God is good. But y'all, when I'm live, is something else too. I don't know that I have to look at it and think about it. But I think that the key is what Roger Carroll is saying. Yeah, see, I'm more conscious of how my energy has to be under control when I'm virtual and what I need to do. When I'm live, the same way I'm talking to your comments, I talk to the audience as well. And I laugh a lot more too. And it's a different time frame and everything. But thank you, Roger Carroll. It's not a problem. All right. So let me go. So now here's the growth from this is the growth from my 2019. But here's my oh man, too bad I forgot that this doesn't let me do it won't let me transition the slide. So it blocked out what it said. Okay. But the original slide, let me find out what the original slide first said. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, let me see. Move this out of the way. Okay, the original slide says these are the signs that were on the wall behind my desk. And my mindset was that these signs allowed me to know that my passion has my back. That's why I had these signs behind my back when I was in my old apartment. And it told me that my passion had my back. But now I don't have those signs behind me, but I want to point out a sign that's on that wall that makes a huge difference to me. And you can't read it. And like I said, this is not letting me show it. I'm going to end up putting it in the thread. But I'm reminded of my good friend, Chip Lutz, who is the person who put me on the contract with the military. And what happened is Chip assigned me to take his place and speak to the teenagers of the soldiers that we were doing an event for in Denver. And we had such a good time, me and those teenagers, that they used a portion of the rest of their afternoon. I talked to them in the morning to create and present me with their acronym of my name. And so they wrote Sporty King, super powerful original reacher, because I was reaching them, totally awesome you. And then King, kind, intelligent, non-negative, and great. And so here's the beauty of that, is that there was a good chance that I wasn't going to see them again according to the schedule that we had. And neither one of us knew that. But I took myself away from the larger adult crowd and went in to say goodbye to the teenagers, because that's who I'd spoken with. And had I not done that, I would not have received this blessing that they gave me. See, they didn't know they weren't going to see me again, and I didn't either, but God knew. And I said, okay, yeah, that the good closing ceremony is cool. Let me go say goodbye to my teenagers. And that's how I ended up receiving this blessing that they have for me. And so I add to that the question, what blessings are you missing out on when you choose not to follow your passion? And that really, like, I like what Roger Carroll said in the bedroom. I have a sign that says, choose joy. If you don't choose joy, what blessings are you going to miss out for? Okay, Daphne, getting on with the business, a system for living. If you don't choose to do that, what blessings are you going to miss out on? Carol, not the 48 hours, but the best friend picture and of the mom and sister that she has hanging. What blessings are you going to lose if you don't take the time to appreciate your passion that God has given you? So finally, just remember, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got to add this, is that one of the things that I did, if some of you, okay, remember that your signs need to be in your spirit and your heart. Some of you may have heard me say before that I started practice in 2014 of selecting a Bible theme for every year, a biblical theme every year. Each year I add to the list and I read them all as a part of my morning ritual. And more importantly, before I involve myself with the outside world. In fact, reading them prepares me for the outside world. So this year, not only did I change that a little by adding, I had two scripture themes for this year, Ephesians 6:12 and Matthew 16 and 23, but then I also added a sub theme, and that is Matthew 5:14 through 16. And I added it because so many times I hear people talking about how humble someone else needs to be. So what I decided was to look at this scripture. You are the light of the world, like a city on a mountain, glowing in the night for all to see. Don't hide your light under a basket. Instead, put it on a stand and let it shine for all. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so that everyone will praise who? Your heavenly Father. It's not being braggadocious when you are doing what God has been sent you to do. Your humility is not to man, but to God. And so once you recognize and you do that, that's what ends up helping me look at wanting to say to you that if you're doing your work assigned through him, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging yourself as one of his gifts to the rest of us. So there's a motivational saying in my book, Starting Today, and it's called Blind Faith. And it says, I've used this term several times in describing my belief in myself and my business. And I've had people say to me, oh, you don't know how many people you've helped, etc. And I've humbly moved the conversation on. So, oh, good, thank you, thank you. But then I realized that I could better share my gift by knowing and acknowledging my source. I don't seek to mock or discredit their comments. I appreciate them telling me that. But I seek to strengthen my spirit by knowing that I'm doing what the work God created for me. How did you get where you are today? God is my source. As I help you, to him goes the glory. So that's when people say, I used to say you have blind faith. Oh, you don't know how you help me. So I actually created a poem called, In Fact, I Do Know. And I'm going to put that in here for you to have as well. I do know how much a difference I make, because I know that I'm serving God. That's what I was back to that thing where I said I have to reach myself. I have to know that I'm delivering according to what God has told me to do. So just like Roger Coward, she loved that scripture. False humility is insulting. It is. You don't have to be humble to man. Because that's what's false about it. Oh, I didn't think I could do it. But wasn't that your goal to win? And I'm not saying that everybody who says, "Oh, I didn't think I could do it," I just don't use the term lucky. I know that I'm blessed, and I know that I'm doing what God has sent me to do. It's all about choosing your attitude. Carol, I'm motivated to find inspirational signs. Thank you. I'm smiling, looking at you. And remember, I got these all over the house. So I can walk around and be reading to myself. You got to talk to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It makes all the difference in the world. And you can see the different thoughts I get because I've got these signs up. They make me think of different people and all of that kind of stuff. What's going on? False humility. Pastor McKinley coming in there. Co-signing on what you wrote there, Roger Carroll. This is one of my Army buddies, and he's a pastor. And what a blessing it is always to be able to share the time with him. So thank you. And what do you say, Daphne? It's a sign aligned with the higher power. Yeah, whatever your gift is, it's between you and God, and you have to bless people with it. So again, it's just a choice of how you want to look at things. That's what it's all about. And that's what the signs do. The signs in our home should feed our spirit. They should make us laugh. They should make us think. They should make us feel good. What are the signs that you have hanging or lying around your house? And what are they doing as they're speaking to your spirit? That's my signs of the house. Look, I want you to commit your spirit to constantly seeking things and reasons to be thankful, just like Daphne's point. Be aligned with the higher power. I thank you for watching, engaging, and sharing Glue Wednesday. And remember that we don't have to hump to get over. We have to find ways to keep it together. And that's what we do here on Glue Wednesday every single week. Thank you. So I got some of the signs, and even if you're watching on the video, what are some of the signs that you have in your house? If you like a copy of my book, by the way, starting today, that and all my other books and is available at my website, sportyking.com. And I also wanted to, hey, Daphne, you remind me, you make me think about glasses. These are my new glasses. So y'all get to see my new glasses. All right. I can see so much better. But thank you. Thank you, Carol, little sis. I appreciate you because I saw you a comment. I said, hey, if you're free, get on Blue Wednesday with me. And so I'm glad that God had that time blessed into your day and that you have poured that blessing into mine. So thank y'all all. I'm going to wait a little couple of minutes because I know there's this a hesitation in the technology. But, put up some signs that you have even after the video. Thanks for sharing, Sport. It's been a huge difference in today. Thank you. And Daphne, again, thank you, because so next week, I'm going to try. No, this Friday, I'm going to try using that at everyone and then see if that comes to you, because I got to figure this thing out, because no way this thing is not supposed to alert my Daphne to knowing that I'm on live. She said, that's my family there, right? We have been wonderful, wonderful virtual family. Daphne, Roger Carroll, Vic, we haven't seen in a while. Haas, we haven't seen in a while. Lorenzo, okay, I'm calling them out. Y'all supposed to get on here. Pastor McKinley, I'm so good. And you know what? Roger Carroll, I clicked on this because he's thinking about working this into some kind of a sermon or message. And guess what? I'm thinking about the same thing. False humility. I love it. That is that's a sermon, right? They say that could preach. So, yeah. And we need to be really conscious and careful of all of those things we do to minimize the importance of who we are, who God has gifted us to be. That's what false humility can be. Acting like we really didn't know we were going to be, blessed and fortunate enough to help someone. See, I just believe that if I can confirm how good I am, Yes, sir. Yeah, you working on a sermon. If I could, if I tell you, look, I know how good I am. I'm not bragging. I'm letting you know, hey, I'm going to help you. Relax. Let me take care of this. You stay in your lane. I got this lane. Do you look for a doctor who's not confident when you have an emergency? Do you look for a dentist who's not confident when you have something wrong with your teeth? No, you look for someone who says, I am the best in their business. I got you. That's not braggadocious, and it's not false humility. You don't want that doctor, like I say, the caregiver to say, I think I can help you. You need the person to say, yo, I got you. And that's what I want to let you know. I got you. You need to be uplifted. Come on, come on. Make sure you stay on my station, on my page, and share the message, and know that I'm going to get back to you. I don't do a whole lot of answering, but every now and then I just go on and answer some questions and comments, and just keep it moving. All right. Look, I thank you all and God bless you. Yes, sir, might be a great last comment for us to have on the screen. But again, if you're watching the video, please put your comments in there. Let us know about some of the signs in your house. I'm going to put the blind faith and the poem, In Fact I Do Know, in the feed for you, so that you can enjoy that, because that was one of my favorite ones. And again, it's just me acknowledging God, and that's what Glue is all about for me. All right. Look, y'all take care, and I'll see you then. Peace. I'm going to give it a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blessings to us. Amen, Daphne. I appreciate you. Over now. Ciao.